and the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young TV.
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young.
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel. Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown lesson.
Young
TV.
TV. He's a 69 God. Hey, run for your life. He a fan, hey. He a fan. Young TV. We ain't going for it no more, man. Come on, man. We ain't going for it no more. Malachi raped your whole family, man. Come on, man. We ain't buying this shit no more, man. What up, Sunrise? Yeah, man, this, as we put together the documentaries, we already got that part, volume 1 already ready, loaded up. They flagged it before we, like, as soon as we loaded up, they flagged it. So we waiting to see what they're going to say. We don't think we got no cursing or nothing in the video. Ain't no cursing in the video or nothing. So it shouldn't be no problem about the video getting aired. Part 1. Volume 1. It's gonna be probably like about maybe like 6 or 7 volumes to that what happened to Pops. Like it's gonna be like about 7 different takes, because it's a long, it ain't like we're gonna just get straight to the point, but it's like a long, we breaking down everything. You should have been already got the Killer Clown tapes and know about the Killer Clowns. You know, you should already know about Cointelpro operations at the North Gate, Spanish Inquisition. Should already have these things down to where when we break, so when you hear volume 1, you already know, okay, this is about the Native American thing, the more science thing. This is about the land, stealing his land. And this is about money. Right, because they're making a lot of money off Doc. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as keeping them in there, because you got to keep in mind the state of Georgia when he got that land, and then a lot of people started claiming a nationality, claiming a Native American inheritance. That's a direct hit to the system, right? So it was a direct hit to the system. But we ain't going for like the Tyreek Noel story. Like, okay, so he did your mom, he did you, Tyreek Noels, just that, Noels, right? They all Noels. And then his sister is Nikki Lopez, right? Nikki Lopez is his sister. the one that testified against Baba, the one that went on the Montel Williams show with all this fake ass looking face she was making, fake ass faces. And his other sister is Amanda Noels. Now, Doc raped your whole family, your mama, you, and your two sisters. Come on, man. Nobody buying that. Man, come on. Your whole family, he molested your whole family. Come on, man. For years, y'all full of shit, man. And you're going to hell. They going to hell for that shit. Man, Fulio probably another one of them artists who probably was signed to one of them labels like Empire, who got an insurance policy on him. And he pretty much spoke up on his own death. You see what I'm saying? And it's alchemy. Because keep in mind, these killer clowns, they alchemists, man. The people who got Baba, they alchemists. That's why they wear the kill. That's why they rock our feds or our Terry Bush. They alchemists behind the scenes, man. So they make it look like you. It's all about appearance. In alchemy, appearances are necessary. And so they got to take down your appearance. That's why one of their tactics is discrediting and undermining public view about you. So they had to undermine public view about Baba. They had to discredit Baba, so that you wouldn't go listen to to his tapes or listen and read his books, and especially the Native American more science part. That's the part that they really don't like. That's the part they really don't like, and so they it's so many frauds on the case. Like, okay, so the Judge Ashley A. Rawls, and keep in mind, Ashley A. Rawls, Ash Star Command, nigga with the white hair, right? Ash Star Command, because this is what this is about. Ash Star Command. This is Galactica. This shit is bigger than just Earth shit. This is Galactica. Judge Ashley A. Rawls and already been found as committing fraud on several cases and taking bribes on several different cases. And so when a judge get busted like that, the people that he was involved in on the case, all them cases got to be relooked at. And if any fraud can be found, that person is supposed to be released. Now, going far as any fraud being found in the Malachi case, it's so many frauds. I mean, as soon as you open the page, at the top of the fraud start at the beginning of the trial, all the way to the end. You gotta keep in mind how these killer clowns work, man. They shadow ban Jacob York from getting on the stand. Why? Why Jacob York can be brought in for questioning? Why would they shadow ban everybody that knew about Jacob York's Florida trip? Anybody that could testify that Jacob York was plotting against his father, they blocked them from coming to testify. And then they put all this shit in the public about young girls, and everybody that testified on Baba was over 20 years old. Oh, they said, well, he did this when I was 13, and Tariq Noel's, boy, that boy going straight to hell. That boy going straight to hell. Y'all didn't see that interview. We put out a tape already called Tariq Noel's Exposed, right? But he goes when he on that fat dude show. What his name is? Flip. He on Flip show, lying his ass off. And you gotta keep in mind, people who really been molested, they don't like to talk about it. They don't like to talk about it at all. Every time they talk about it, it makes them feel a certain type of way. Real victims. They don't talk about it like that. Here's a guy that goes on every single freaking show that he can find, that he can get on, that would let him on, and he talks about it like as if it's funny. Like him getting molested, he talk about it as if it's a joke or it's funny. That should tell you one thing about this guy. Any psychologist that study people that been taken advantage of know that nobody like talking about it. This dude talked about it like it was comedy. And then they asked him, they said, "Oh, so Malachi penetrate you?" Nah, no. Oh, so yeah, so he didn't really penetrate. He tried, like he didn't really penetrate me. Man, shut your ass up, nigga. Shut your ass up, man. You a lying fucking bastard, and you going straight to hell. I'm telling you. Yeah, Malachi molested your whole family. He molested Amanda Noels. What's the sister name? Nikki Lopez, who we got a lot of shit on Nikki Lopez. And you and your mama, come on, man, stop that. Come on, man, nobody going for this no more. Anybody going for that? Like anybody believe that, man? Just come on, man. You can see straight through this. Like these people lying through their teeth, man. Come on, man. We don't believe none of this shit, man. Y'all full of shit and y'all was coerced by the killer clowns in order to save your mother and Nikki Lope, your sister. You said it in the Tariq Noel said it in the recantment statement. We already put a whole tape out about it. And we got his ass lying, digging in his ass, scratching the back of his head. Oh, yeah, see, I don't know really what happened. It was a cartoon. Nigga, wasn't even cartoon porns out then, nigga. Shut your ass up. They barely have, the time he talking about TV barely was out, nigga. Fuck this nigga talking about. Fuck out of here, my nigga. Yeah, the Dale Brown thing come in after, see. Once the killer clowns with Jacob York really, like you might not believe this, but Jacob York, even what Jacob York didn't really work. It worked to a certain extent, but it didn't really work because even after they went down and concocted the story, these people were so slow they couldn't even keep the same storyline, and the shit wasn't gonna hold up. So they had the killer clowns had to bring them to rehearsal to rehearse their story. Now, why do you gotta rehearse a story that's true? If it's true, you should be able to tell that shit back to back without no problems. See, any good cop know when they get you in the, I watch First 48 all day, every day, and all these cop shows. So when they get you in the interrogation room, they ask you the same thing over and over again to see if your story changed. These people, when the killer clowns was getting rehearsing them for trial, they asked them the same story over and over again. Their story changed. They couldn't even keep the same story. Why? Because it's a lie. So they had to write. These people, specifically the dude Richard Moultrie. That's how you say his name. And he's one of the 12 monkeys on the high table, sent from Paris, France, he's a Maltese. I don't know if y'all familiar. Like, you gotta go watch John Wick. All right, so the high table got these beans, these black hand niggas. Each family got one dude that control everybody else. He like a person, I can't say like a hitman. He more sophisticated than a hitman. He like a person that if they want something done, this is the person they send, right? So for the high table in the laws of London, they sent a dude named Richard Moultrie, who implanted himself into the government as what they would call, he became a district attorney in Georgia, right? Just to take down Baba, right? Richard Moultrie. And he's the one that can rehearse the stories for these people to go into court so that they can have it down, because they didn't really have a story there, because the story they told them, oh yeah, so you gonna say Malachi, they put a gun on him, you gonna say Malachi molested you. They said, well, he didn't. Well, now you gonna say it or else we gonna blow your damn head off. Oh, okay, I don't wanna die, so what do you want me to say? They tell them, people are so scared and so dumb, they forget. They forgot the story. But then they had to keep coming in for rehearsal. Because you got to keep in mind, they put on, this is a show, they put on an act. They had to keep coming in for rehearsal. What up, y'all? Rob up to all the family, right? The Nuwapians, Sabines, all my brothers. and sisters. They had to keep rehearsing these people, man, to before they got him to court. Richard Moultries, and he's a specialist on that for the high table. And what this is about, like I said, it's, what this is all about is it's about the Native American thing, the more science thing, about Bible claiming the land, right? He had 400, I think it was 480 acres. Then he went and bought another 600 acres. That was gonna make him have 1,000 acres. And once you got 1,000 acres, you can set up your own country pretty much. And he had his own money, right? He had his own money. The boy got his own money, right? Bible got his own money, and he was setting up. And we talk about a little of this in the volume 1. His idea of setting up the land at 404 Shadydale Road was to create his own Disney World or Disneyland type theme park for his own people. That was the plan. So that's why people was asking why he was always going to Disney World. He was always taking the children to Disney World because he actually was going there scoping the place. You know what I'm saying? Seeing how they had it set up so that he gonna set this ancient Egyptian theme park up in Georgia, right? And they was doing it. I can show you the pictures for you people that didn't get a chance to see the land. I can show you the pictures of the black pyramids, all that. We showing all that we going over that in volume 1, right? And like I say, Pop said they was trying to steal his land. That's what this is about. And like I said, if you go deeper than that too, as far as the Native American part, that's what they really don't like, because they make United States is a business, and it's based on human trafficking. Their business is human trafficking. So the United States corporation business is human trafficking, and under that human trafficking, whatever you produce, your labor or your work, it belongs to them too. And so long as people were saying that they black Negroes in color, and they wasn't saying they Native Americans or Moors, they could keep their business going. And so, and their business is the central bank, Federal Reserve, the Federal Reserve, right? So anybody that can be a threat to that become a threat to what they call national security. Noble Drew Ali came on this list. Malcolm X came on this list. Anybody like Marcus Garvey, a whole bunch of lists of them names, right? We can go on and on. Freddie Hampton, the Black Panthers, Cointelpro operations was set up to protect national security, because y'all are national security. That y'all are the reason why they able to keep the business going, the black Negroes and colored thing. So y'all are the national security. So they really, to protect y'all, that's what they say they protecting, but they really preventing you from rising up. They keeping the stone from rolling back, because you got to know what a shrine is. A shrine protects a tomb. A shrine is a place where a person is buried, where a person passed away at. And they keeping this stone from get rolled back. That's what they doing, these killer clowns. We coined the phrase the killer clowns. Why? Because they dress up like clowns. They put clowns on their hat. They put clown on their hat. And they rock our crowns, and they know about the miles. But we get back to it's so much fraud in this case that Bible should have been out. But like he say, it's a whole bunch of people that want him to stay in. Why? Because if he get out, they got to go in. They afraid that they got to go in, because they took deals with these killer clowns to stop. Like they said, they might have got caught for check fraud or shoplifting or different things, because a lot of these people, like I said, they watched Bible for years, couldn't find nothing on them. So, but you got to understand that we're dealing with alchemists and how the Cointelpro work. So they said that all these people that he got following, somebody got some dirt on them. So they watch people, and sometimes they don't even got to watch them. They so stupid they end up getting caught. People like Jacob York, who got caught trying to write hot checks and doing credit card fraud and different money scams, and he ended up getting a run in with the feds. Cause they said that Jacob York went to the feds. No, not necessarily. The feds came to Jacob York first, and because they had him on all these different things, and then he the one told them. He said when they caught him red-handed, and they said, "Oh, you're gonna do 40 years for this," and he said, "Well, I can bring y'all Malachi Z York, my dad." They said, "Well, who is that?" All right, because the feds, they was the guys he was dealing with. They were just interested in check frauds and shit. But then when they said, "Oh, hold on, let me go check back with you on that," so they left him in the room, went talked to some other guys, and they said, "Yo, yeah, this guy Malachi Z York. We got it. We after him too. We've been watching him for years. We can't find nothing on him, right?" And then so they went back in the room and said, "Okay, we can see. We got this guy Jacob York says that he's his son and he know how to take him down, right? Let's see what he got." So they goes back in there talking Jacob York. They say, "What you got there? What you mean you could take him down? How can you do that?" He says, "Well, it's a lot of stuff going on that land." And it's a lot of criminals, people doing crimes. They selling porn DVDs. They doing check frauds, check scams. They sell some people selling illegal drugs. And what we could do is we could run all that together and say that under a racketeering case, and say that Malachi is the main mastermind behind all of these criminals. And we'll say that we'll RICO him. So he ain't really in jail for molestation. They study promoting that bullshit in the media about he in jail for molestation. That shit fell apart in the court. They really was trying to get him on racketeering, right? The child trafficking shit didn't work. They got him on racketeering, saying that he's part of a criminal organization and he was the mastermind, like the mob bosses. That's what that RICO shit is about, like the mob bosses, like even Big Meech. Big Meech is in for RICO. They didn't really catch him with nothing. They didn't really catch him with nothing. They only like Big Meech said, "Is it a crime to ball?" So they saw him balling, and they gave him a RICO. Said that these other guys who got caught who was selling drugs, that he's the mastermind behind all those guys. He's the head guy, and so therefore, since he's the head guy, he's the criminal mastermind, and let's take him down. So that's what happened to Pops. Jacob York constructed this thing that, well, we could take him down for a RICO for all these other people committing crimes. And they say, "All right, well, we'll work with you on that." How long would this take you to do this? Oh, he said, "Oh, I can get started on the media. I just need a couple funds." Jacob York he a conniving devil, boy. He slick. He even went to get, "Oh yeah, y'all can put me on payroll, cause I'm gonna need some money to do this. I'm gonna need some money to set up the trip to Florida. I'm gonna need some money, man. You're gonna have to give me some money, you know." Jacob York, he a real slick devil, boy. He got, not only did he gonna tell and get off his crimes, he or set up Pops, he gonna get paid in the process from the feds. And so we're gonna show you where Jacob York incriminated himself. He said that he went down to Florida. He said he ran into Nikki Lopez, who's one of the people who lied through her goddamn teeth. And then we got several witnesses to come on and say, they could come on and say, a whole bunch of people. It's a lot of shit that was going around. That chick was messing with younger boys. And not only that, Bob was saying in one of the tapes that Amanda was suicidal because she had wrote a letter. They found a letter that Amanda wrote about Nikki Lopez fucking her boyfriend. Nikki Lopez was fucking Amanda's boyfriend, who was a younger boy, and she was like suicidal, but they try to flip that around like Pops was the guy, you know. But it didn't even have nothing to do with Pops. It had something to do with Nikki Lopez fucking her sister's boyfriend, who was a younger guy, because this girl was a molester. Nikki Lopez, she was molesting all the little boys on the land. I'm telling you, man. And the shit ain't allegedly. It ain't allegedly. We got shit. A lot of guys was bragging about it, and they said her coochie wasn't that good. Yeah, he said her coochie wasn't that good. Anyway. Yeah. So, yeah, Baba did your whole family, man. Come on, stop lying, bro. He makes you, Tariq, and your sister Amanda, and your sister Lopez, and your mama. Man, come on, man. These people, and y'all let him get away with that for years. You didn't say nothing until all of a sudden to Jacob York, and got your sister, because he said, because Jacob York, when he met up, Jacob York, boy, he is a certain type of devil, boy. He met up with Nikki Lopez in Atlanta when he was going back, getting ready to get him to go to Florida. And he told Nikki, he said, now, Nikki, now we know, I know what you was doing on the land with them little boys. And the feds know. The feds know, man. I'm telling you, I was in there with them. They said it. They were saying your name. They got your picture. They said you were molesting a whole bunch of little boys. And I'm telling you, you could come now and work with me, and they'll cut you some slack. But if you don't, man, you're going to go down with everybody else that's involved. And he had his eyes buck and everything. When he talked, you know how niggas cast spells, they wrote their spell because Jacob York, alchemist. Whether you want to believe it or not, he a real live demon. He a real live demon, man. So he sat there and manipulated her. He took his glasses off, bucked his eyes wide open. I'm telling you, they already know about you, Lopez. They already know about you, Nikki. They got everything on you. They already got, because there's already people already telling on you. They said that you was doing what you was doing on the land. And if you don't come, you're going to go down. They can give you 50 years in prison for this. And so now, so Nikki Lopez hooked up with Jacob York. And this ain't allegedly. We got Jacob York saying this shit himself, like saying that, oh yeah, he met up with Nikki, and oh, just so happened they friends of mine. I mean, this dude right here is a boy. Whoo! This dude right here is another type of demon. The way he can lie and just, and he really hated Pops. He hated him to his core. He said that Malachi is just another charlatan. He's another charlatan. Why do everybody believe he's some kind of magical guy and this and that? He's just another charlatan. And he hate his dad. Even said he's gonna blow his head off. These type of people. Yeah. So after they sabotage, the whole case. They didn't, man, look, even after when the case started going on, they still then, after they did all them rehearsals and everything, they still didn't hold up in court, really. And so they had to rig it. They had to rig his case. That's why they opened it up on a federal holiday. Martin Luther King's holiday. So they can, they showed it. They used the news to undermine the public while they kept the case closed from the public. Because anybody would have seen that there was they would have seen how the FBI, all these FBI agents, or how these killer clowns rigged the case. Because you got to think about it, they got what they call withholding the evidence. So if any evidence that's gonna create reasonable doubt, they withhold it. Now that ought to be some kind of against the law thing right there. That ought to be some kind of fraud right there, where anything they gonna help you, they block it out, just so they can make sure. That's why the feds got a 99% conviction rate. It's because they rigged all their cases. All their trials are rigged. Every single trial is rigged. You ain't gonna beat them. You can't beat them. Why? Because they rigged the case. Man, just tell me this. If the judge that's on the bench working for the bar, and then the prosecution is working for the bar, and then you get a lawyer like Baba had the Garland firm, who was really working with Sheriff Seals, right? And the tribe was paying them all that money, and they was stealing all that money the whole time. They was being coerced by the killer clowns to rig Baba's trial the whole time. And then they bring Adrian Patrick's. And you got to keep in mind, the name Patrick's, meaning, packed full of tricks. And they only gave him a certain amount of time to even go over the trial before he could come in there to see what was going on. Yeah, packed tricks, packed full of tricks. You see? You better put it together. And Jacob couldn't testify. Why? Because they would have blew the spot. Nobody that was that knew about that can testify that Jacob York was plotting against his father. They blocked him out of court to testify. Now, what kind of shit is this? If a man guilty, why you gotta rig him? Somebody answer that for me in the chat. If Baba was guilty and they got him left, they got him all this shit they say. Why you gotta rig the man's court trial? Why you gotta hide this? Why you gotta block this guy from talking? Why you gotta do all this rigging if the guy's dead to the right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, dead to the left. You know what I'm saying? If possible, dead to the left, why you gotta rig him? Why you gotta lie? Why you gotta rehearse the stories? Why you gotta do all this rehearsal? If it happened to you, shouldn't you be able to tell it? That's why if you listen to Tariq Noel's testimonies, where he laughing and giggling, like I say, for you people just coming in, people that real victims don't like telling stories about what happened to them. They don't like talking about it. They don't like, because it's like it reminds them of what happened. But anybody that's coming out laughing and giggling and scratching their ear and saying, "Oh yeah, you stuck it up in there." Oh, no, he really didn't get it in there, but almost. Nigga, shut your ass up, nigga. Lying ass, nigga, you going straight to hell, nigga. Your lying ass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but like people like that, and they use him because he a bitch ass nigga, and yeah, he a bitch ass nigga. You can look at him. He probably been pumped up his butt, but not by Baba. Somebody else pumped him up his butt. Telling you, straight up. Yeah, he like it being pumped up his butt, but it ain't got nothing to do with the master teacher. That's his own preference, his own satanic shit that he up with. Yeah. And your sister, please, man, Baba wouldn't even touch that chick, Lopez. That chick, everybody was knocking her down, and I'm pretty sure Baba knew about it. After he knew about once he was hearing all the shit, cause. Yeah, Baba knew a lot of shit. He probably was heard about that chick because she was going up on the hill and making out with them little boys, sneaking into different little spots, little clubs and shit, under the bleachers and shit, getting booty with people, with little boys. And yeah, Lopez, we know all about you. But Jacob York is really what scared you though when he said, "Them feds, they know everything you doing." Nigga eyes got buck wide. Little short black nigga with little short arms. With a big ass head. That nigga's a fucking Balkan. And I don't even believe he Baba's son. He don't look nothing like him. I believe Baba adopted niggas like that. If I adopted him, he ain't Baba's son. I'm telling you. He's a devil. Jacob York is the real definition of a black devil. And I know he going through it. He been going through it. Your girlfriend sued you for $2 million. That music career that you thought you was gonna get, the feds promised you from taking down your dad, that shit didn't work out for you. Because you was banking on Biggs, right? You was banking on Big. But Big got took out. Allegedly. Because we have reason to believe that even Big faked his death. You know what I'm saying? Big and Pac faked their death. It says, hell wrong with an elder. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. What you talking about, money team? Yeah, so keep in mind, Cointelpro operations is the North Gate. And anybody that's coming up to try to tell you your real inheritance, it becomes a threat to the Northgate Federal Reserve Bank banking system, who actually is dealing with human trafficking. That's their business, and the goods based on that human trafficking, they got another term for it called human resource. These are these beings that protect that, called the potentates and the killer clowns. The potentates and the killer clowns. These are the people who initially came after the master teacher, and they always use your own people to take you down, and it's because of certain people that be in the circle, they be bad guys, right? And so they turn some of these people into informants. Not informants to a lot of these informants was to try to place dirt into the community. They do what they call illegal entries. We broke this down on the Killer Clowns tape Exposed, and we got like 2 more parts of the Killer Clowns Exposed coming out too. But it's called illegal entries. This is a tactic that's used where they send people into the tribe that's criminals, and they entice other people in the tribe to commit crimes, right? And so you had people that were shoplifters. So they would go into the tribe and find little kids and take them to Walmart, and they would teach them how to steal. And so that crime, that becomes a crime or a criminal organization, right? And that can be attached to the tribe. Then they got people that was coming in and they were committing crimes like check fraud or this or that, right? And then they would get other people in the tribe to do it, and they would say, "Oh yeah, well that attached to that tribe." So now not only are they this tribe running a off the grid shoplifting scheme, they also running off the grid credit card frauds and check scams. All right. Then you got these other group, they selling porno DVDs or they selling illegal DVDs. That's another part of this RICO. And then you got these other guys, or like Lopez, she doing child molestation on the land. So that's a part of the RICO because she worked for Malachi. They say, oh yeah, she worked for Malachi, and Malachi told her to go mess with them little boys. This type of game that they play, man, with these RICO. And so therefore, and it's other shit too. And it's a whole bunch of people that was doing this different type of shit. And a lot of them were the parents of the people who testified. A lot of the parents, a lot of the children, their parents were the people who were doing all these criminal activities. Again, or like child support fraud. I think Barbara Noels got caught with child support check fraud and a couple more other things she got caught with. Barbara Noels is Tariq Noel's mother, Nikki Lopez, and Amanda, who just so happened they all got molested by Baba. Yeah, right, man. Stop lying, bro. Y'all a bunch of black devils. You lying like a mug. Says, did they do that with the Nation of Islam? Yeah, they did it with. They do it with everybody. This is Cointelpro you talking about. The same tactics they use on everybody. They used this when Marcus Garvey was hooked up with Noble Drew Ali. They used a discrediting program. They went and found all the popular black comedians and authors and performers, and then they had dirt on them. So they said either we're gonna take you to jail for these 2 8 balls of cocaine we found, or else you can go out and do a public interview where you speak out against Marcus Garvey. This is how the Killer Clowns work. I'm telling you. And so they got all these people together and ran this Marcus Garvey must go campaign. J.F. Gahuba gave Gahuba in his gang, right? And same thing with Noble Drew Ali. They sent letters to different of the more science temples, just trying to discredit Noble Drew Ali, saying that his story don't add up. His name is Thomas Drew, and he's born on this street, and they sent letters back and forth they sent Martin Luther King a suicide letter. The killer clown sent Martin Luther King a suicide letter. They said, "Oh yeah, we know about you. You sorry. You a sorry excuse for a man. You messing with. We know about your affair. We know you drank beer. We know you had prostitutes at the hotel, and a lot of them people they sent to try to set Martin Luther King up. Like they'd get a prostitute and then dress her up real nice." And then tell her to go to this room, act like she's some kind of part of the NAACP or something, to get her in the room with Martin Luther King. Then they'd take pictures saying, "Oh yeah, look at this. We got her," and send it to his wife. And say, "Yeah, look, we got your husband. It's a prostitute going in this room." And send it to her. Got hit now. She arguing with him, throw him off his game. This is how they work, man. They alchemists. This is how they work. Right? They did that with the Black Panthers, right? They tried to get Jeff Fort now to kill Freddie Hampton now. They sent a letter to Jeff Fort now saying that Freddie P. Hampton and them plotting to take y'all out and shut y'all down. And I mean, I'm telling you, man, you better do something about these guys. But good thing Jeff Fort and them and Freddie P. them wasn't dumb. Because when they read it, they said, "Oh yeah, man, this shit is like the way it's worded. We know y'all didn't write this." They had a meeting about it. They met up, Freddie and Jeff Ford. They said, "Man, the way this shit is worded, it sounds like some government shit, like how they try to set us up to kill each other." Same thing happened with the Bloods and the Crips in L.A. with the Cointelpro. They do this type of shit, man. That's how they got, and they caught Lomax Bay. They caught Lomax and Clyde doing illegal shit, and that's how they got them to work for the Killer Clowns and turn them against Noble Drew Ali. And then and Lomax and Clyde supposedly set up Noble Drew Ali. Now, there's different storylines on that, but the storyline that we got from the old heads is that, make a long story short, Clyde stabbed Noble Drew Ali in the back, and he was messing with his old lady, right? Him and his buddies. But the Killer Clowns worked their magic with it. They were sending letters back and forth, diss letters, to make it like this one wrote it, and like they just make it like Noble Drew Ali wrote a letter, and they'll send it to him, but it'll have stuff to start some shit in that letter, right? That type of thing. And they did that with all the organizations, even with Malachi organization. They did the same thing. Sent letters, this and that. They mailing shit saying that, "Oh yeah, Pops wrote this and that." It's different things like that going on. You gotta keep in mind. And they got a what they call a follow-up group. But what I'm saying, but the Damien Prior thing, because Damien Prior act like he was with us, and he was, to me, I don't know, man. It's a lot of stipulations on what about this dude Damien Prior, who changed his name to Dose York. He's not a York, right? He's not a real York. He's a Prior. You know what I mean? He got priors. And we know he had something to do with IU. But the thing I'm looking at is if you go back, understand how the Killer Clowns work. Lomax, once they got rid of Noble Drew Ali, because Novak said that, man, if I do this for y'all, he talking with the Killer Clowns. If I help y'all set up Noble Drew Ali, right? Y'all got to give me another identity and get me out the country. So right after they get rid of Noble Drew Ali, they set up Noble Drew Ali. They ship Lomax Bay out of the country and get him a whole nother identity. He got a whole nother identity. They changed his name and put him over in Egypt somewhere. Yeah, he got out of the country. Because you know how these dudes do when they work, when people work as informants for the Killer Clowns. Some of them take deals to have change their name. Like the dude that took down some of the mob on that movie. It's a movie called The Goodfellas. And Henry Hill, that's actually based on a true story. Henry Hill snitched on the mob, on Polly now, right? And when he got out, they gave him another identity, another name, right? And moved him to a whole nother location, right? I want you to keep all this in mind. Who else? So that happens in several cases where when they work for the government and do shit, working as informants, they get sent to another location out of the country. Even Al Poe. Al Poe snitched on Wayne Perry. And we talk about Wayne Perry actually in the we talk about Wayne Perry a little bit in volume 1 of why they set up Malachi Z York, because Wayne Perry actually was working for the government in DC, and that's why he got put into he actually working for the Knights of Templar as a hitman. He was a paid hitman by the CIA. I'm telling you, Wayne Perry. And that's how he got in the same prison with Malachi. Like, you know, Wayne Perry spent 26 years in the same prison with Malachi. Wayne Perry is a political prisoner just like all the rest of the people. Even though he was a murderous, crazy fool, right? But they paid him to do hits in Washington, D.C., these guys, these Knights of Templar. And that's what they really made him big like that, and really hiding him out like that, and got him moved. They actually got him since he didn't snitch. They got him moved out of the same prison as Baba. Yeah, Al Poe died on Halloween. So, but Al Poe, when he got out, they gave him a whole nother identity and moved him to a whole nother location. Al Poe chose not to keep that identity. They gave him the name Abraham and moved him way upstate New York or Maine somewhere. And they gave him a spot and everything. He had a job. His people around him, they knew him as Abraham. They didn't know him as Al Poe. But Al Poe, being that he a devil, see, he got to get back in the limelight. He got to get back in the spotlight. He got back in the spotlight, and they put him out. They put him out of business. Probably some of Wayne Perry's people. They're still working for the Knights of Templar, because Wayne Perry had a whole team under him. Wayne Perry I'm telling you, man, Wayne Perry, there's a lot you don't know about Wayne Perry, though. Guns on your Tamala, District of Columbia. That dude really was working for Knights of Templar, man. But, like I say, Al Poe got out, and they gave him another name and moved him to another location. Sound familiar? Why is it when after they sabotaged Baba getting out in 2019 with the orders of release papers, Damien Prior disappears and go over to Africa, change his name. But like he on the internet now talking about he oh yeah, I got the real paperwork and this and that. And so if you got the real paperwork, why you hiding out in Africa? Where you hiding at, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? That's the shit I'm talking about. So we think he working for the Killer Clowns. Why? We got more than one. It ain't no conspiracy, because we got more than one thing to prove that you working for the Killer Clowns, Damien Prior. First of all, you go to jail with IU now and Jacob now. All right, so you got took in by the Killer Clowns. The Killer Clowns don't just let niggas out of jail. If they got you dead to the right. You go to jail with Damien Prior, all of a sudden Damien Prior goes to jail with IU, Malachi's son, right? And all of a sudden Damien Prior gets out, IU come up dead right before he get out, beat to death in the same prison. In the same prison. What do you, and then we never even heard nothing about him talking about that. He'll never talk about that. What happened to IU, Damien? You get beat to death in the same prison that you was in. You might was even in the same cell with him at one point. Right? I will tell you what happened, because we put it together. And we know how you got out. Because you took the deal with the Killer Clowns to work against Malachi. And IU turned the deal down. He said that y'all could take that deal and turn that shit sideways and stick it up your candy ass. That's what IU told y'all could, because they asked him, do you want to help us take down your father, and we'll let you out, or do you want to take this 40 years? IU told them, give me 40. You know what I'm saying? Give me 40, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm mama, give me 40, nigga. Right? And so they say, all right, well, we give you 40. And then, but what got him killed though is they told Damien Prior to go back. They put him in the cell with him and told him, you need to convince him to turn. Like, you need to convince him to work with us. Because, you know, if you don't want to work with us, he can probably blow the cover. So he sat in that cell 3 days trying to convince IU to work with them. And then IU really was feeling some type of way about Damien Prior then, because he's like, damn, nigga, you gonna work with these niggas to take down Pops? Nigga, you gotta be crazy. Like, so he wouldn't do it. Right? And so they pulled Damien Prior out the cell and say, he asked them, did you convince him? He said, oh yeah, well, he ain't gonna turn. He ain't gonna do it. And so they said, all right, bet. And so they got rid of IU, came in there and made it like he was trying to break out or something crazy and beat him to death. Because if Damien Prior would have got out and would have got out and IU would have still been living, IU would have called home and said that, hey, yo, Damien Prior, that nigga working for the feds, yo. And they would have blew his whole cover. So they had to get rid of IU to let Damien Prior out. So then he goes on this campaign to change his name to Dwight York, work his way up into the tribe to where he's some kind of ambassador. So eventually, if anything try to go with the ambassador thing or the tribal thing, anything that was involved with getting Pops out with the tribal thing, he can sabotage it. That's the storyline we got, Damien Prior, until you come out to say otherwise. Because that's what it sound like to me. And then you get now, because he worked for the he became an informant, they skip him out of town and change his name over into Africa. He's some African dude now over in Africa. Yeah, this type of part. You know what I'm saying? So if by now, what we're saying is by now, if people don't know that Malachi was set up and this shit is so elaborate, so many different levels, even with Dale Brown them part is keeping them in there. Why? Because she done made $10 million off of auctioning and selling off all Baba property that he had. You gotta keep in mind, he says buy my land, and he just talking about no, that's a little bit of land. Like, you know about the 404 Shady Dead Road part, right? The 400 and some acres, then he had just bought 600 acres, right? Well, that's just like a little drop in the bucket. He had a whole Bushwick Avenue sold up. Like the 717 Bushwick Avenue. That's just one property. Then the whole street. Like, this nigga had a bowling alleys. This nigga had a pizza joint. This nigga had a wash interior, a recording studio, a skating rink. All right. That's up in New York. And you know how much property is in New York, my nigga. Like, every property is $1 million and up in New York. Right? Then he had whole apartment complexes. The master teacher had owned apartment complexes in Georgia. And who knows elsewhere. Right? So we're talking about just the land down there in 404 Shady Dead Road. We're talking about millions of dollars worth of property that Dale Brown is walking around now with a $10,000 diamond necklace on because she sitting up there on the high horse collecting all the funds and say, oh yeah, send us some money. We working on getting him out now. And then as soon as she and then counting that money, licking her finger, yeah, I'm gonna go get me some 8-ball and some whiskey, so I can keep falling down the stairs. Yeah, Dale Brown, we got your number. Don't think you got away. You niggas thought it was over? Oh, shit. Oh, man. Yeah, keep on doing your alchemy, though. Me and Tahuti, we sitting watching. But let's keep in mind, whoever do alchemy against me, you do it against yourself. That shit don't even faze me. It just make me stronger. Every time you do something to say, oh yeah, I want the young Illa to go down, I go up higher. So keep on doing it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for doing your casting, your spells, all that, because that shit is going to make me go higher. Fly higher and higher and higher. Yeah, Damien Prior is working for the Killer Clowns, man. Ain't no doubt in my mind no more. Ain't no doubt in my mind. And we got look, and we end up finding the York tape, because I was like, a lot of people had it, but it's a dude that uploaded it, but they shadow banning that dude too, because they don't got but 100 and some subscribers, and then probably once Dale Brown them found out about it, they probably gonna try to report him. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's gonna be hard for them to take that tape down off his page. It's because he not monetized, and he ain't got the community guideline contract. Like his ain't as stipulated more much as the ones that people that's monetized. The people that's not monetized, they can upload certain shit and won't get flagged for it. But what I'm doing now is, now that I found that tape, I was able to download the whole tape, and now I'm able to chop it up into segments, so I can key point to where they said, oh yeah, well he's cyber bullying. That's what they said we was doing, cyber bullying. And I saw the part they talking about. They talking about it's a couple parts, but I'm probably gonna have to cut the George Floyd part out, and probably the part that they showed, where we showed Damien Prior saying on the comments that, oh yeah, I got the original paperwork. Damien Prior said that he got the original paperwork. Now, so why he ain't ran that paperwork yet? If he said he's so down, if he was going in Uma and said that he's so down with the master teacher, and why did he come back with that paperwork? Or is the Killer Clowns threatening to kill him or something? He ain't saying nothing. He just hide in the background. He ain't saying nothing. So it make us believe at this point that, hey, they skipped him out of town because he was an informant, and he was afraid for his life, because once somebody blew his cover and found out he's working with the Killer Clowns, they'd probably take him out. That part. And we got any questions, man, before we get up out of here? We just came on to kick it with you tonight for a little while. This tape is going to probably be taken down and chopped up in one of the volumes. I'm going to take different parts out of this tape and put it into the volumes, certain key points that I made about the case. But they in the court of law, they have this thing called fruits of a poisonous tree. That means if one thing is ill-gotten in the case, that means if they did one thing that was a fraud in the case, everything that comes after that is a fraud. And from the beginning of the case, just the opening of the case on federal holiday, just the opening of them having all the recantment statements from the people who was testifying, from just the fact that all these people came out even after the fact and said, nah, we lied. They made us coerce. They threatened us. They put guns to our head to make us do this against the master teacher. Even after the judge being caught on committing fraud in his cases, Malachi still is locked up after all this shit. How is that happening? How, man? And then you got people out here, they want to come out to the young elder and saying that, what are you doing to get the master teacher out? Yo, why you ain't in this conference call or that conference call? Why you ain't going to these tribal meetings? Man, you trying to get me killed? Man, going to these tribal meetings, them people try to kill me half the time. I would have been, if I was part of the tribe, they would have been killed me. You wouldn't be hearing me talking right now. I'm telling you. My job is just to clear Baba's name. That's what I'm doing. I'm clearing his name. So all the people that's asking Young what he doing, go do your part. If you can't be doing shit if you worry about what I'm doing, go do your part. Right? If you think you're gonna start me, you crazy. Go do your damn part. I'm doing mine. I'm keeping the shit going. My job was to keep the information going and clear Pop's name. That's it. That's my job. I wasn't even around to know nothing. Pops was already locked up years before I even came on the scene, my nigga. I don't even know nothing about nothing. I only know what I'm learning now, or what y'all telling me. So like, I don't give a damn what you say about me or what you go out to do. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. You ain't gonna stop me. You can go cast your spells. You can get behind, do whatever you want to do. But when you do that shit to me, understand you're doing it to yourself. Because there's no number but one. You know what I'm saying? Keep on playing with Tahuti, boy. I'm telling you. We'll tie your ass in a knot. Alchematically. Cause you niggas, I know you niggas think y'all some cold ass alchemists and some high power witchcraft niggas. But that shit is cupcake. What you trying to do? That shit is weak. I'm telling you. So we out, man. Peace, love, harmony. You know what I'm saying? Peace, love, and harmony. Right? Stay tuned.